international tour thing for quite a few years.
And there's Bob.
Touring is fun. I mean,
It is,
I love it.
you know, Mother's a little older now.
When was the last time you were home, Joe?
Well, maybe I should come with you.
First time, yes, absolutely.
Serious.
The what?
I said maybe I should go on the road with you.
And then, because before this was the Lion, that's when I almost nearly ran into the Lion King for 4.5 years, and that's a...
Yeah, so goes, I'm in San Jose, we have to catch up. Okay, I'll call you. Okay.
Silence, black hole, disappeared.
On the road with Lion King?
Yeah. The longest I've ever done any one particular thing.
Oh my God.
And they were good. I mean, Disney was good. And the show, the people wrote their nuts. I mean, there's a zillion stories of not firing people because they have giraffe skills.
Giraffe
Ate
skills.
like 18 times in the last
To
6
walk
months.
on the stilts or whatever.
Yeah, because they don't want to invest another $50,000 in a giraffe costume and some training procedures.
Disney is so cheap.
Yeah, and now they are and they aren't. It's like performers. They'll go like, "Hey, here, have some more," and then all these 20-somethings get this sense of entitlement. We had so many cat fights backstage.
Get the iPod off my hand! You just hit me.
Some of that was coming like there would be nights when people would actually claw at each other's faces. The ones that hated each other.
They're not generous when you cast them in movies.
No, movies is there. That's their.
Everybody's got to be like.
They stopped our show dead cold one night because there's some flying in the show, but it's really very simple. And there's one little moment when young Simba has to get out of the way of the stampede. He's got a wire attached to him. He jumps up, he goes up 15 feet, he stays there, and then he comes down. Somebody catches him and releases the wire. So one night, and there's do those things with the wire, there's somebody that takes him up, or somebody that pulls him up.
What are you doing, Miss Carey?
I'm chasing the chair with my back.
Stand there and do nothing. But he kind of spaced and went, so little Simba went, oh, I'm going this way. No, over there. Slowly. And he just banged his little leg on the set piece. It was no big deal. He laughed. It all happened fine. I put it in the report reminder. The next day,
Do you have her number?
the Disney suits. Stop the flying right now. We're going to add a pink contract so that never happens again. We're going to add like a $1,500 a week per person to stand there and watch. Well, the reason being is it turns out that very same day on a $100 million movie, in a green screen, three-dimensional flying situation, some 50-year-old got really seriously backed up. And it actually is the direct responsibility of the person handling the wires, aside from the other stuff. So they equated this $100 million with our little, like, 2-second flying thing. They flew out vice presidents who had to stand backstage and watch the whole thing. Oh, it's insane.
How many lawyers do you have traveling with you?
We don't have any, but they're very happy to call you as soon as I have. 3 weeks. I was 3 weeks into the gig. And the mother of one of every 6 months they change out the young Simbas. They're usually like 9, 10, or 11. And they have national auditions, and you know they can never find anybody out of the trillions of people that they audition. They got this woman. I picked them up. I joined the show when they were at the end of their 6-month run. These 2 twins, Ryan. Oh, anyway, both of them had histories of passing out on stage. I mean, like, and on their emergency forms for what drugs they take, there was
They get excited
a
fast.
really powerful antipsychotic.
Ritalin.
It was like, no, Tegretol is what it really was, just like a serious antipsychotic drug. And, because I'm calling like my second show, and I look up, because I'm still in the book, and there's Mufasa singing to no one in particular. Because the kid had just kind of gone, and fell against the guy, and the actor picked him up, when his eyes rolled back in his head. Just singing. I'm carrying this like lifeless child off stage. It happened to both kids over the course of like 5 months. So I said to this woman, you know, something's not. There's nothing wrong with my children. Well, they both passed out on stage. There is actually. You can't talk to me that way. So, I'm really sorry. It's my safety is my business. I really was. And finally, I actually made the horrible mistake, having been only 3 weeks in, to say, well, there's only 4 weeks left on your contract, and then I hope you get some help after the. Ooh, that was not. She saw the money tap being turned off because they paid both kids like full, you know, $700-800 a week, plus the per diem, plus the parents getting huge stipends. So she saw the tap being turned off, and she wrote a letter to Disney, incredibly, unbelievably misspelled, 4-page, how people were always dissing her, and they were doing this. I got got the job for 3 weeks. And next thing hi, is this Joel? Yeah, hi. Well, this is Disney Legal, and we're going to put you on speaker. Beep. Hi. There were like 7 lawyers sitting around a telephone talking to me to see if if I was going to retain my job or they were going to give me a lawsuit, slap me with a lawsuit for Disney. And they all knew this woman was out of her mind, but she was the mom. And they can't, their children, they can't afford to have any.
So if I get to say you convinced them to retain your job?
Yes, it was retain my job, but I got my favorite is framed now. It was 3 sealed envelopes, and when you opened them, the color changed, so you knew it had been opened for my eyes only. Serious, just letterhead. If you ever do that again, you'll be summarily dismissed. It's like completely. Whoa, okay.
You're trying to help and
yeah, but
So now you zip it, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you learn to
go ahead and pass out.
squash down what you think is your integrity.
The high corporate integrity issue.
Yeah, it's a huge conflict.
It's all about lawsuits.
Totally about
Well,
lawsuits.
and Disney has deep pockets.
But the thing about that show, and whenever that got wacky backstage, all you have to do is go out front and watch. There was one. Where were we? Somewhere. Portland. Oh no, Spokane, a very unusual city, where we were staying for 6 weeks.
Spokane.
No one does anything for 6 weeks in Spokane. They can't afford it. No one has any money. It's all
Joel, what show are you talking about?
Lion King.
Okay.
So we were up there for 6 weeks.
Yeah, was that the one that came to Norfolk, your tour?
No, that was the Gazelle tour. The one that's still out.
Oh, no, that was that lower
He
big
was
tour.
on the Lion,
The one-
not
the
the
one that's-
Gazelle.
I was on Lion King 1, not Lion King 5.
The one it's a hot mess. That one. We keep getting emails like, why the show? There was this row of people, and they clearly were all either inbred. They were the same family. Overbite. It was really kind of hard to tell, but they had driven 5.5 hours from Montana and spent thousands of dollars because there were 17 of them. They had been saved. They said we can save them for a year for this. They were like 5-year-olds and 105-year-olds. And when the curtain goes up and the procession starts and the elephants come down and all that, they just all of them, the grandma and the kids, they were like, oh my god. And it makes it all. It does. It's as always. It makes it all worthwhile because these people were beside themselves. That thousands of dollars, everything. They had no time to even think if it was worth it. They were having such an amazing time, and they had driven 5.5 hours to do it. So when you hear backstage, you bitch, get that iPod out of my face. Okay, enough for you. We're going out. Remember for whom you do this, children.
Put your trunk on and get out here.
Go be a hyena. Come on now.
Trust me, no one will know who you are out there anyway. They're all interchangeable on that show.
We've had some very high-powered scars. Okay, I could be a trained monkey now. I'm wearing 6 inches of makeup on my face.
Very well designed in that regard. It's so not.
It's unbelievable.
Can be anybody.
It doesn't matter.
Kevin Bailey didn't go out with you.
No, but I think I've heard that name on the other tour.
Well, he was on Broadway. Oh my God! I think he was a standby in one and then he became a star on the other.
And now they just kind of rotate. It's a
Really?
scar. You get 6 weeks.
Randy's gonna rest?
I'm just gonna sit my ass down.
It's a long day, believe me. You better rest when you can.
What, you think it's gonna go on for a while?
12 hours at least.
Show exactly as it is in New York.
What, you'd like take the day off or something?
Knock him up. Oh, it's
Rebuilding the stage.
Where are they doing
now practice otherwise.
But
I am horrified. I don't recognize
Those people?
I don't recognize the
She
show.
cried.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes
Well, that's
technically.
right. That's
naked people and Mama
Gemini.
Mia did well
Oh
because
yeah. Well,
Yes, I
well,
realize
Kempy
that.
Kempy didn't recognize that one either because she didn't
Women all were like, yeah,
do
we're
it.
dancing the aisles.
No, it was Gemini last
What
year.
is that?
That's the same show.
Yeah, but they
well,
tried
they
that already.
did
though.
try and
Okay,
they
when I
failed.
can
I
see
mean,
the
they
set,
said,
I can tell.
they built all this stuff for families.
Right,
and
right.
they
All
said,
those close-ups.
except the
Yeah,
families can't go
I'm
past
with you.
this
I don't
line.
remember the story or
Right,
anything
right.
about it.
Nobody under the age of 21 can enter into the actual gaming area. So it's a conflict of interest. It becomes one of those things.
Ushered out. We
Yeah.
didn't even think.
I mean, it's
Where is that?
Hairspray,
Vegas.
Avenue Q, Phantom is doing okay. They're just all crapped out in the last
But
5
they're
or 6
opening
years.
yet again another.
Are they? Just, yeah, that's
Well,
what's
former TV is doing all the